for the 8th time, Sharapovan Kim Clijsters continues her sensational play this summer. She's in the finals of the U.S. Open. So tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for the U.S. Open Championship, 30-year-old Mary Pierce, 22-year-old Kim Clijsters will battle for this coveted Grand Slam championship. Glad you were with us. So long from the National Tennis Center.
Channel 3, WCAX, Burlington. This is the Channel 3 News.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Kelly.
And I'm Darren Perrin, sitting in for Marcellus Parsons. More Vermont troops are heading to the war zone in Iraq.
Another unit of the Vermont Army National Guard packed up and said goodbye this morning. The group will assist in medical evacuations and search and rescue operations. Andy Potter reports.
After a long series of deployments for the Middle East, this is the last one of the current schedule. Just over 50 members of Company C of the 126th Aviation Battalion fell in for roll call.
Ballard, do some blue.
Air Force, Sergeant.
Burdett.
Air Force, Sergeant.
The unit's standard equipment is the Black Hawk helicopter. The members will provide medical evacuation as well as search and rescue in southern Iraq. At the same time, they will try to keep themselves safe in a combat environment.
Well, everybody just looks out for each other, and my role in the safety officer would be go around and make sure that if someone's doing something unsafe, it will be taken care of, and everybody's got their head on their shoulder right now.
President Calvin Coolidge, a Vermonter, said, "Patriotism is easy to understand in America. It means looking out for yourself by looking out for your country."
For several members of the unit, this is their second deployment. The unit was sent to Bosnia 2 years ago.
I know that at this time, all these young people see is mom or dad or an uncle or an aunt who has to go away. But I really hope that many years from now, these children will reflect, as we do all this morning, on the honor and personal courage that their loved ones have brought to this important occasion.
They got a thank you for their service as they filed out to begin their journey.
Take care of yourself.
They boarded buses for Fort Dix, New Jersey for 2 months of training. From there, they will fly to Kuwait and then travel north to Iraq, where they can expect to spend 1 year of their 18-month deployment. Andy Potter, Channel 3 News, South Burlington.
The aviation unit is expected to spend most of its time in Talil. And a veteran of the Iraq War asked us to let our viewers know that if he had to go back, Talil is where he would want to be. He says it's relatively comfortable and not as dangerous as the heavy combat zone up north in the Sunni Triangle.
The hurricane relief effort continues. More donated goods are on their way to the Gulf Coast. Trailers have been waiting for trucks to haul them down to Mississippi. Some drivers for SD Ireland volunteered their time, and the company donated trucks to get the job done.
It's going to take 5 to 7 days to drive down and drive back, and they're also going to be responsible for helping to unload the trailers for the people down there.
16 trucks in all are meeting in Brattleboro tonight for the trip south. State officials say they now have all the trucks and drivers they need to deliver the goods. Relief efforts are moving forward in Plattsburgh as well. Donations continue to pour into the Durkee Street Farmers Market. 3 truckloads of goods were brought there this afternoon from several drop-off sites in the North Country. The Durkee Street site has already filled 3 tractor trailers full of goods, and volunteers are working on a 4th.
3 tandem trucks from Town of Jay, Town of Blackbrook, and some surrounding areas. We had somebody pull in from Tupper Lake today with a load of water, and we loaded it on our trucks, and we have clothes and all kinds of perishables, dog food, whatever. It's all on board.
People from as far away as Montreal have donated. The goods will go to several different destinations in Louisiana and Mississippi. They are accepting goods through Sunday when the trucks are scheduled to leave.
A Burlington progressive has taken a major step in a potential run for Vermont's lone House seat in Congress. Progressive David Zuckerman today posted a website seeking donations for a potential third-party candidacy. Brian Joyce has been covering this story, and he has our report. Brian.
Kristen, David Zuckerman knows that Democrats will call him a spoiler if he runs for Congress, fearing his candidacy will help elect a Republican. But for David Zuckerman, that's not his concern.
Well, the site officially went up today.
State Representative David Zuckerman was working on his organic farm in Burlington today when his Zuckerman for Congress website was launched.
Part of the website and putting it up is gauging the support that's out there. And some of it can be words, volunteers, and so forth. Some of it could be financial. We'll see what the response is.
As a state lawmaker, Zuckerman made his mark as an outspoken proponent of progressive issues like single-payer health care, and he was the major architect of Vermont's new medical marijuana law. Zuckerman knows that if he decides to run, Democrats will not be pleased.
Well, I expect that if I run, up to $250,000 of the Democrats' campaign money will be spent calling it a spoiler. That's just the reality.
The Democrats worry that a progressive third-party candidate like Zuckerman could siphon votes from potential Democratic candidates, like Senate President pro tem Peter Welch, and help a Republican win the race.
Well, it does. It definitely makes it more complicated, and it remains to be seen how that's going to work out. And everybody who's been contributing to political life in Vermont, and David's a person who has been contributing, has to make an individual decision about how they can best contribute in this election, in this time, when I believe the major agenda is getting rid of Tom DeLay as the majority leader.
As an alternative, as a progressive alternative to Peter Welch, yes, he can cost him votes, much as Anthony Polina, heard Peter Shulman, Lieutenant Governor's race. And so that's one of the things that the Democrats are obviously very concerned about.
The Democrats have even gone so far as to get an agreement from outgoing independent Congressman Bernie Sanders that if he would endorse the Democratic candidate for the House, in return, they would guarantee that no Democrat would challenge him in his run for the U.S. Senate. Zuckerman and Sanders have worked together on progressive issues, and they are friends. But Zuckerman knows that he will not get Sanders' support in the bid to take his seat in Congress. Did he ask you not to run?
No comment.
Now, David Zuckerman says he expects to make his decision within 2 months. Kristen.
Brian Joyce in the newsroom. Thanks.
New Hampshire's Senate president today gave up his leadership position under pressure from his own party. Senator Tom Eaton of Keene gave up his powerful post just minutes before the Senate was to vote to replace him. Eaton was criticized for giving his staff too much power. The Republican will serve out his 4th term in the Senate despite today's announcement. Republican Ted Gatsis of Manchester is New Hampshire's new Senate president.
There's more news ahead.
So stay with us, folks.
Why not change your world at Furniture World of Vermont? Think about furniture with a timeless style that will maintain its beauty for generations. Design your own look in any frame and any fabric, delivered to your home in as little as 30 days. Dream the night away with Vermont's largest Serta mattress and memory foam gallery. See it all in a showroom that will amaze your senses and change the way you buy furniture. Change your world with a brand new look from Furniture World of Vermont.
At GEICO.com, you can handle all your car insurance needs online. It's so easy, a caveman could do it. Seriously, we apologize. We had no idea you guys were still around.
Yeah, next time maybe do a little research.
Gentlemen, are we ready to order?
I'll have the roast duck with the mango salsa. I don't have much of an appetite, thank you.
GEICO. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It happens once a year, and it's big, really big. It's Allen Pools and Spa's annual truckload spa sale. That means huge savings and the best selection ever at Vermont's largest spa dealer. Get the lowest prices of the year and buy with confidence at Vermont's oldest and most trusted spa store. And don't forget, hot spring spas are built for a lifetime of relaxation. Get the spa you've always wanted at Allen's truckload sale. But hurry, because at prices like this, they're going fast.
Customers have been asking for weeks, when will you be starting your annual tent sale at Burlington Bedrooms? They know it's the biggest sale of the year. If you hurry in, you might be able to beat them to the closeouts and discontinued items and the special one-of-a-kind custom pieces that they've been waiting for all year long. The prices under the tent are terrific, and we've filled the entire store with great deals, too. Next year, you'll be circling the date on your calendar. The annual tent sale, going on now.
Burlington Bedrooms, leave the rest to us.
2800 Shelburne Road, Shelburne.
Hey, at Pizza Hut, when you buy a pizza, you can get up to 5 fully loaded mediums for just $5 each.
Fully loaded?
$5.
Like a meat lover?
$5.
Or Supreme?
$5.
Tomato and bacon?
$5.
Pepperoni and olives?
$5.
Chicken, ham, and olives?
Hey, what? He started it.
No, I didn't.
Did too.
Right now at Pizza Hut, order any medium or large pizza at menu price, and you can get up to 5 more fully loaded mediums for just $5 each. Fully loaded, not a wimpy one topping like the other guys.
Next time, we'll get ham and pineapple.
Oh, he's killing me. Gather around the good stuff.
The cost of a new jail has far exceeded Clinton County's budget. County legislators are facing a projected $700,000 deficit. Cost overruns are blamed on hiring construction crews to work overtime to finish the new jail. As it is now, construction is at least 4 weeks behind schedule. Other factors sending the project into the red include hiring new officers and paying to board inmates at other facilities.
The Battle of Plattsburgh celebration kicks off this weekend with parades and reenactments. The historic battle ended a second British attempt to rule our new country, but as Jack LeDuc explains, a smaller clash outside the city delayed the Redcoats' attempt to capture Plattsburgh.
A line of 1812 reenactors paraded over the same property where the Battle of Culver Hill took place in 1812. It was more like a skirmish than a major battle, but held a strong influence on the attacking British forces coming down from Canada. The small American contingent of soldiers faced a much larger and better trained foe.
They had no hope, the Americans didn't, of having any victory at this point. All they could do was hopefully slow the column down, which they did.
A commemoration service was held in Clinton County, where the original clash took place. Some visitors dressed in period clothing, lending an air of nostalgia to the affair.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
The Americans had about 250 men and faced a force of 4,500 Englishmen. Not the best odds to win a battle.
There were more British troops here than there were at Washington, at Baltimore, at New Orleans, at Detroit. There were 10,351 British soldiers here on September the 8th, just before the battle.
A monument has been erected on the battleground, honoring the bravery of all the troops that fought that day.
To honor not only our own, but those of the opposite side, who died in valor, who were wounded in valor, and became fast friends, and have since for 191 years.
A few days after the Battle of Culver Hill, the British moved on Plattsburgh. But a surprising victory in Plattsburgh Bay sent both the British Army and Navy back across the Atlantic, allowing the young nation to grow and prosper. Jack LeDuc, Channel 3 News in Beekmantown, New York.
We've got more news, and Sharon just ahead with the forecast. Stay with us.
Try a new steak and cheddar breakfast sandwich from Dunkin Donuts. It's a great way to get ready for a big day. Dunkin Donuts, bring yourself back.
It's the Ashley Furniture Home Store big event. For limited time, get no interest until 2010, plus no payments until 2006.
Did you say no interest until 2010?
No payments till 2006?
Could you repeat that?
Listen up. I'm not going to have time to say this again. It's our biggest financing offer ever. So hurry and take advantage of no interest till 2010, plus no payments till 2006. It's Ashley Furniture Home Store, and it's big.
I'm not here. Leave a message.
Your hold time is 3 minutes. Sorry, we're not here right now.
Don't leave your business to an answering machine. Contact's answering service will handle all of your calls professionally, 24 hours a day.
In all the years we've dealt with contact operators, they really seem to enjoy what they do.
If you're interested in becoming a contact operator with flexible hours, health benefits, 401k, and great pay, call or apply online today. And you can be one of the reasons our customers say,
if you want to reach me, don't just page me, contact me.
Do the red one, Bob. Now do the gold one.
It's called Desert Sand Mica.
Whatever just crashing.
With available features like side curtain airbags in all 3 rows.
Now do the 8-seater.
And all-wheel drive.
Come on, Bob, do another one. Bingo!
The Sienna has everything kids want.
Yeah! Do it again.
There are no more left.
What about your car?
And everything you need. Sienna. Now that's moving you forward.
Refreshing iced coffee from Dunkin Donuts. Just what you need to add a little spark to your day. Dunkin Donuts. Bring yourself back.
Well, hopefully you got a chance to get outside today. It was just absolutely perfect out there.
It was beautiful this afternoon, but you know, it is going to be getting a little bit chilly tonight. In fact, you might want to get ready to cover Kristen's eyes because we're going to see some 30s coming up in the next minute or so. You know how upsetting that can be for her. It is beautiful right now. It's going to be cooler later this evening. Right now in Burlington, we have a temperature of 68 degrees, relative humidity 51%. Barometric pressure is rising. Those winds are out of the north, 13 miles per hour, gusting to 18 miles per hour. Well, these temperatures don't look so tough. We do have some 60s across the north and some 70s in the south. New York City reporting 80 degrees, 82 in Philadelphia, but temperatures tonight are going to be chilly, especially in some of the colder pockets of the mountains in the Adirondacks, up in the Northeast Kingdom. You may see a light frost tonight in some of those very coldest pockets and some 30s in some of those areas, but we're generally going to be looking for 40s here in the Champlain Valley as well as in the Upper Valley. Now, tomorrow, we are going to see a lot of sunshine, but temperatures are still going to be a little bit cooler. We expect temperatures to be holding in the 60s throughout the region. During the day tomorrow, it is going to be warming up, though, later on in the weekend. Now, we still have a couple of pesky tropical systems out there in the Atlantic. Both Maria and Nate are going to be staying well out to sea, and they're not anything that we have to be paying close attention to. However, Ophelia is still a minimal hurricane, and this is just going to be kind of meandering around in this southeastern part of the country, so we're going to be paying close attention to that in the days ahead. As far as we're concerned, we have high pressure dropping down out of Canada. That's going to be bringing us some beautiful weather tomorrow, a little bit on the cool side, and then on Sunday, as the high slips off to the east, it's going to be a little bit warmer, but still with lots of sunshine. So let's take a closer look at the forecast then. For tonight, mostly clear skies with some patchy frost in some of the sheltered valleys. Overnight lows will be in the upper 30s and low 40s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with highs in the low to mid 60s, a few upper 60s in some of the warmer spots. Saturday night, mostly clear again with some patchy frost, again just in those colder pockets in the outlying areas. Overnight lows will be in the upper 30s and low 40s. Kristen's being very stoic while she's listening to this. Sunday, a little bit warmer, highs in the 70s, but still all kinds of sunshine. Monday and Tuesday, more sunshine, upper 70s and low 80s. And then Wednesday, partly sunny with a chance for a shower or thunderstorm, highs in the upper 70s and low 80s. So at least we return to summer again. Just a few chilly nights in the meantime.
I know, it's not that I don't like winter, I'm just not ready yet.
Right.
Thanks, Sharon. Of all the products that are made in Vermont, the arts and crafts that come out of the Green Mountain State are often the most unusual.
That's the case with one group of artists in Burlington opening their doors to the public tonight and tomorrow for the South End Art Hop. We get the story from Jack Thurston.
Who says work can't be fun? A circus of the bizarre is all part of a day at the office for the crew at Pine Street Studios.
We like to have fun, but we're also serious about our work.
This cloth igloo on wheels attracts a lot of attention from Bug, the Boston Terrier here. Tomorrow, it'll have a larger audience as folks visit the studios to see what Made in Vermont creations come out of this space.
This community, this environment is just wonderfully set up for this kind of trade and for these kinds of artists.
Pine Street Studios is an artists' collective. They specialize in metal, glass, and wood creations. Lars Fisk made many of the large, odd sculptures on view at Fish's past musical festivals. His latest work is a commission that will be installed at Union Station in Burlington.
So it's meant to represent an old locomotive, but in the form of a sphere. I like to twist the identities of things. Of course, we all wonder what it is exactly we're contributing to society by making such oddities.
The artists can't imagine doing anything but making things by hand. It's a devotion to one-of-a-kind crafts that sparks attention in the arts all around us.
Ultimately, I think it is about perceiving the world and reflecting the things in our lives in another way so that we can begin to see things in a different light.
It seems there's no end to the creativity of people here. Jack Thurston, Channel 3 News in Burlington.
Some cool stuff for sure. Now here's Kristen with tonight's Health Watch.
Sometimes some kids are just more likely to get ear infections. Despite the ear cleaning, the drying, and even the antibiotics, they keep coming back and causing problems. So we talked to conventional and alternative practitioners to find out what they suggest. Chronic ear infections can make young kids and their parents miserable.
Pain, they may have some fever. Babies just don't sleep well at night.
When a child ends up visiting Dr. Wright's St. Albans practice, it's usually after months of repeat infections and doses of antibiotics.
As we're seeing more and more bacterial resistance come out, we are less prone to put them on, longer courses of antibiotics, and often tubes do become the best treatment option.
The tubes are tiny plastic inserts placed into the child's eardrum, creating better airflow, reducing the risk of repeat infection. The tubes fall out as the child grows.
Unwind that. What a lot of people don't know is that the nerve supply going to the ear can be disturbed if there's problems in the spine.
But some parents concerned about invasive surgery turn to alternative therapies like chiropractic neck adjustments.
Chiropractic can be very, very gentle when we work with children, so there's nothing to be concerned about.
Dr. Rice says swimmer's ear and middle ear infections are some of the main reasons she sees children. She says better neck alignment brings better airflow to the ear.
23 years of experience and seeing lots of kids come through that have swimmer's ear, and they don't have to depend on antibiotics.
I'm not aware of any scientific controlled studies where spinal manipulations have been compared to either placebo or accepted methods for treating chronic ear infections.
Dr. Wright says some ear infections, if left alone, will clear up on their own. Children can also outgrow repeat infections as their ear canal gets larger, but it's best to get a pediatrician's advice. And that's Health Watch. Darren?
All right, thank you, Kristen. And we've got news from around the region coming up next.
We're Flooring America at the Carpetbagger, and we know that there are times in life when a new floor is like a new beginning. So if your time is now, we're ready. We're experts in flooring, design, even installations. So whether your dream is Stainmaster carpets, durable laminate, or a classic vinyl floor, we'll be there with everything from words of advice to a great low price. We're Flooring America at the Carpetbagger in Williston, and we're ready to change your idea of what a flooring store can be.
When you come into America's Mattress to try out our complete line of Serta mattresses, you could end up staying for longer than you thought. Our 30-day comfort guarantee means that once you lie down, you may find it hard to get up again. In August, come in for incredible savings during our Best Buys sale. America's Mattress, everything you ever wanted to know about a great night's sleep, but were too tired to ask. Visit us in Plattsburgh, Malone, Enosburg, and on Shelburne Road.
KFC's new flavor station lets you choose your own flavor, which puts you in charge.
KFC's flavor station? I'm in charge!
With KFC's new flavor station, I'm in charge! You're in control with KFC's new flavor station. Finally, get your wings dipped any way you want. Choose from 3 awesome sauces. New Fiery Buffalo, new Sweet and Spicy, or Classic Honey Barbecue. Right now, get 6 for $2.99 or 18 for $7.99.
Okay, who's in charge here?
Be the boss. Choose your sauce at KFC.
As a builder, I know that a home is a big investment. So I work hard to satisfy my clients. I've discovered that many of them protect their investment with home and auto insurance from the co-op. The co-op does business the way I do, with a commitment to quality, service, and value. If you're planning to build, buy, or if you already own a home, call on the co-op for home and auto insurance.
Call Isham Insurance in Barrie or find your local agent in the Yellow Pages.
In news from around the region, Walmart has set its sights on Derby. The world's largest retailer wants to build a store here just off Route 5. No word on how big the store might be, but it could need to build its own sewer treatment system. A public hearing on the plan is scheduled for Monday night at the Derby town offices. The Vermont Environmental Board has approved expansion plans for Okemo Mountain in Ludlow. Phase 2 of the Okemo project calls for 100 timeshare units, underground parking, a 20,000 square foot conference center, and a 17,000 square foot health club. Opponents worried the expansion would clog the schools and roads, but the board rejected that argument, saying that Okemo is working to alleviate traffic and that students cannot live year-round in timeshare condos. Green thumbs and elbow grease were hard at work today in Burlington's Old North End. About 30 volunteers were planting trees, picking up litter, and scrubbing graffiti off and along a 7-block stretch of North Street. The city has made some improvements like repaving the road and adding curbs and new lights to improve pedestrian safety. The hope is the improvements by volunteers and property owners will boost pride in the neighborhood.
You'll still find a few skeptics, I'm sure, people who think nothing's ever going to change, but I think most people see a change, and it only takes a small change in attitude to make a big difference in this neighborhood. And you see people who are willing to take their time and pick up litter and do these kinds of things, you can, you know, it sort of spreads person to person, building to building, business to business.
The community will celebrate its new look with a parade on October 1st. And that's news from around the region. Darren.
All right, thank you, Kristen. Well, we've seen the pictures and the stories coming out of the Gulf Coast, and we've all been concerned about the folks down there, but you have an extra reason to be concerned.
I did, actually. Of course, we're all very worried about everybody that was down there in the Gulf, but my maternal instincts also kicked into high gear because Jordi, our former exchange student from Spain, was spending the summer in New Orleans. Jordi Aguilo spent his junior year of high school living with my husband and me and going to the South Burlington High School in 1998. Now he's graduated from veterinary school in Spain and decided to spend the summer at the New Orleans Audubon Zoo volunteering his services. Jordi Aguilo is back in Vermont with just the few clothes he evacuated with from the city of New Orleans. He never expected the summer to end the way it did. It started out the way it was planned. He joined a team of veterinarians working with all kinds of zoo animals, from elephants and African dogs to birds and reptiles. In addition, the staff taught the entire crew the hurricane protocol. Everyone had to learn exactly what they would do if a hurricane approached the city. Expensive medical equipment was moved and locked up, fresh drinking water was collected in every pool, and people and animal food was stockpiled.
There's a team, there's a designated team that has to stay there in the case of a hurricane, and they have supplies, and they plan to stay in the safest building, which is reptiles in this case, the reptile building.
So the people that were there waiting out the hurricane hunkered down with a lot of reptiles?
Right.
Jordi evacuated the day before the hurricane hit and spent many hours stuck in traffic leaving the city, but he got out and was left to worry about his friends and the animals he left behind.
I mean, it was a big concern. Everyone was really worried, and everyone from the zoo, they were really concerned about the animals and about the other zoo staff.
And how did the zoo do?
The zoo did really extremely well. Unfortunately, much better than other parts of the city. It's one of the highest points of the city. It got some wind damage, but didn't get any flooding. Well, it's pretty upsetting to having to live that way. Couldn't be able to say goodbye a lot of people and see the animals again. And so, I mean, it's upsetting, but I keep hoping I'll be back sometime.
Jordi's going to be helping us with our telethon on Channel 3 here later this evening at 9 o'clock, hoping to raise some money to help the host city that means so much to him now.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Glad to see he's okay.
And JJ will be up next with sports, so stay with us.
Keep your family together at home with great products from Pool World. Pool World has a huge selection of pools, billiard tables, and spas from the biggest names in the business. The best way to enjoy your new spa from Pool World is with genuine spa care products from Bakwa Spa. Enhance the relaxation and enjoyment of your spa with Bakwa Spa's long-lasting protection against bacteria. Bakwa Spa Water Care System. Bromine-free, chlorine-free, care-free.
Put a little fun in your life with Pool World.
The Vermont Fall RV Show is heading for the Champlain Valley Exposition at the Robert E. Miller Center in Essex Junction, Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th. 8 of New England's largest RV dealers will be displaying over 100,000 square feet of RVs. You'll find motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and pre-owned RVs. Show opens at 10 a.m. both days. Take advantage of the incredible show deals only at the Vermont RV Show, September 10th and 11th at the Champlain Valley Exposition in Essex Junction.
It's one half price
at Buck's Furniture Wolcott.
For 26 hours only at Buck's.
Buy a room full
or a house full of furniture
for one-half price.
Plus, Buck's pays your sales tax.
Oops, we can't say that by law.
So we'll just refund 6% of your purchase.
Living rooms and leather.
Dining rooms, bedrooms, and bedding.
Take one-half off every item store-wide.
Then get an extra 6% off.
Plus, buy it all free of interest and payments for 1 full year.
It's one-half price.
For 26 hours only.
And only at Buck's Furniture Wolcott.
Four Seasons Garden Center's fall clearance sale marks the beginning of the fall planting season and offers savings of 50 to 75% on Vermont's largest inventory of shade, flowering, and evergreen trees. All shrubs and fruits are included. Thousands of perennials are reduced 30%. We offer Holland's best bulbs and Vermont's best selection and value. Thousands of fall mums are in flower during our fall clearance sale at Four Seasons Garden Center, Williston.
Hi, everyone. NFL opening weekend beginning last night as the two-time defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots hosted the Oakland Raiders, and our Mike McGill was in Foxborough.
It was an electric Gillette Stadium as the Patriots unveiled their third Super Bowl banner in 4 years. But the crowd was quickly silenced when Kerry Collins hit Courtney Anderson for a 2-yard touchdown on Oakland's opening drive. But the Patriots would respond, scoring on their first 2 possessions. First, Adam Vinatieri hits a 26-yard field goal. Then it's Tom Brady hooking up with Deion Branch for a 10-7 New England lead. Same score in the second. Oakland regains the lead. Collins goes up top to Randy Moss, who beats Tyrone Poole and makes the great catch. 73 yards, 14-10 Raiders.
I mean, they want to go up top. It's a high-scoring, high-flying offense. They want to hit the ball deep. So, unfortunately for us, I mean, he got one, but he's going to get one every now and then. He's a great player.
Later in the second, New England driving. Brady to Tim Dwight in the flat, 5 yards on the TD strike. Pats lead 17-14 at the break. Third quarter, the Patriots D stepping up. Collins hit, and big Vince Wilfork comes up with the INT. Ensuing drive, it's Corey Dillon slicing 8 yards for the score. Patriots open a 23-14 lead. Fourth quarter, New England ices it. Dillon muscles in from 2 yards out as the Patriots go on to beat the Raiders 30-20.
There was a lot of excitement coming into this game. We were preparing all summer long for this team, so I thought we got off to a good start in the first half, and I think the second half we just didn't do much in the third quarter. We didn't convert on third down offensively, and defense made some nice plays up there. That turnover Vince on that interception was probably the play of the game. But we'll take the win.
We started the second half. We didn't start off great. We went 3 and out 2 or 3 times, 3 or 4 times in a row, and the defense gave us some good field position, especially gave us good field position. We didn't take advantage of it, But then, once we got rolling there in the second half, got a few first downs and put some more points on the board. Gave ourselves a little more breathing room, and it was good to see us, play well enough to win the game. Like I said, it's a lot of work we got to do still, but I think we made enough plays tonight just to get us over the hump and win.
So the Patriots hold off Randy Moss and the Oakland Raiders 30-20. New England will take their 1-0 record to Carolina on September 18th. At Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mike McGill, Channel 3 Sports.
Thanks, Mike. Back here in Burlington, UVM men's soccer hosting their Smith-Barney Nike Classic this weekend. Cats taking a 3-0 record and a number 22 national ranking into this afternoon's game against Army. UVM down a goal in the first half. Matt Chu to Danny Broen. Great shot under the crossbar. UVM ties the score 1-1. Still in the first half, Broen down the right side. Patrick Wild, terrific pass to Devin Bitsack. Off the Black Knight defender, and end game winner. Vermont goes to 4-0 with the 2-1 win. Norwich with a home football game for the second straight week. Cadets opening the season with a 42-39 win against Mount Ida last week. St. Lawrence in tomorrow afternoon for a 1:30 kickoff.
They've got a strong senior class. They've got 15 returning starters this year, 8 of them on defense and 7 of them on offense, and they're a quality team, so we're looking at a real tough game here Saturday.
They're a very good team. I think we beat them for 4 years in a row, but it's been a close one every year, so, I expect a good game and a battle on Sabine.
All business now at the U.S. Open, the women's semifinals on center court today. First semi, Mary Pierce serving far court to Elena Dementieva. Pierce lost the first set, came back to win the second, puts it away with a convincing third set win. Mary Pierce on her way to her first U.S. Open final. So who does she play? Top-seeded Russian sensation Maria Sharapova taking on Belgium's Kim Clijsters. This one goes 3 sets as well. Clijsters pulls it off, moves on to face Pierce in the finals. The Vermont Expos closed their season in impressive fashion, a 15-9 win at Tri-City last night. It was their 7th straight victory. And sports' most heated rivalry resumes tonight in New York. Red Sox and Yankees opening a critical 3-game weekend set in the Bronx. Sox 4 up on the Yanks in the AL East. Sox-Angels finale last night at Fenway. Paul Bird tosses 7 scoreless innings for the Halos, and the Red Sox just can't solve the problem. Former Sox shortstop Orlando Cabrera reaches Matt Clement for a run-scoring double. Boston has a big threat in the 8th inning to try to get on the board, but David Ortiz goes down looking with the bases loaded. Angels salvage 1, 3-0. Sox Yankees tonight, of course, our Friday football frenzy at 11. More news straight ahead.
1, 2, 3. Reach for dairy at Price Chopper and reach your goal of a trimmer waist. Clinical studies indicate 3 servings of cheese, milk, or yogurt each day can give better results in trimming waistlines than cutting calories alone. And Price Chopper can help you get there. Dairy has a natural mix of nutrients that helps the body lose more inches around the waist. Now when you buy milk, cheese, and yogurt at Price Chopper, you get a free CD with weight loss tips, recipes, and more from 3 a day.
We've all seen the ads, with prices that sound too good to be true. But have you read the fine print? The reality, few people actually qualify. I wouldn't have. And these ads don't include your total cost, not to mention travel, hotels, and additional lost time from work. Don't be fooled. Do what I did. Call Vermont Eye Laser, where they'll give you the straight story before you make the trip. After all, it's about trust. It's about your eyes.
You know, buying a new car these days can be complicated. Huge rebates, low financing, but not both. Factory to dealer incentives, even what they'll allow you via trade. They make it tough. Well, at St. J Auto, we make it all simple. And when you're done, you'll have the car or truck you want at the price you want. It doesn't have to be complicated. And you know what? You can shop from Boston to Burlington and every dealer in between. You just can't beat a St. J Auto deal.
Right now, you can get up to $800 off select John Deere riding lawn tractors, plus no interest and no payments until April 2006. But hurry into your nearest John Deere dealer because this window of opportunity will soon be closed.
It's one of the great discoveries of this century, and it's still being talked about.
Author and researcher Tim Gallagher is in Vermont this weekend. He's here to tell Vermonters about finding a bird that everyone thought was extinct. Anson Tebbets has more.
This is the 1938 film of the ivory-billed woodpecker. Researchers believe the bird became extinct in the 1940s due to hunting and habitat loss. But the long-lost bird has come back to life.
To think that these birds were breeding successfully 50 or 60 years after science had given up on them is just amazing and so hopeful.
Tim Gallagher from Cornell University did not give up trying to spot the bird. He heard tales the bird was still around, so he and fellow researcher went looking in the swamps of Arkansas. In 2004, Gallagher's dream came true.
The bird was actually swooping up to land on this tree, and we both yelled, "Ivory bill," and spooked it, and it flew into the woods.
Gallagher flew back to Cornell. He had to convince his bosses the bird was still alive. They believed his story, and on a following trip, the bird's image was captured briefly on video.
You know, I knew it would be a big thing for bird watchers. This has been the holy grail of bird watching for over half a century.
The sighting was a thrilling documented discovery for those who thought the bird was gone forever, and to a public who fell in love with the story.
People were so touched by the idea of the biggest woodpecker that ever lived in the United States, a large, beautiful bird, that people thought it was extinct for so long. The idea that it's still around was just so moving.
Federal officials have promised millions of dollars to protect the ivory-billed, and a huge conservation effort is underway to save the bird's habitat.
And my dream is that someday we'll have a beautiful forest that looks in every way like a primeval forest and has ivory-billed woodpeckers in it that my great-grandchildren can see.
It's a dream that just might come true, thanks to a group of bird lovers who determined the ivory-billed woodpecker was still around. Anson Tabbits, Channel 3 News, Burlington.
And if you would like to hear Tim Gallagher's story in person, he'll be speaking at St. Michael's College tomorrow night. His lecture and book signing is a fundraiser for Vermont Audubon. The cost is $12 and it begins at 6 o'clock. So cool. And Anson is right in his element.
Oh, absolutely. I know. It doesn't get much better than that for him. And we've got something for you to watch for tonight at 9 o'clock right here on Channel 3, a fundraiser for victims of Hurricane Katrina. I hope you'll watch that. And we're going to...
This summer, we have lots of new friends at Parc Safari. And you can see them from very, very close up.
This summer at Parc Safari. Oh, oh, oh.
You know, Parc Safari is so much more than a zoo. And it's only 5 minutes from the border.
Hey, at Pizza Hut, when you buy a pizza, you can get up to 5 fully loaded mediums for just $5 each.
Fully loaded?
$5.
Like a meat lover?
$5.
Or supreme?
$5.
Tomato and bacon?
$5.
Pepperoni and olives? Chicken, ham, and olives?
Hey, what? He started it.
No, I didn't.
Did too.
Right now at Pizza Hut, order any medium or large pizza at menu price, and you can get up to 5 more fully loaded mediums for just $5 each. Fully loaded, not a wimpy one topping like the other guys.
Next time, we'll get ham and pineapple.
Oh, he's killing me.
Gather around the good stuff.
Hi, I'm Michael Oshiavo, and I've been telling you for a while now that St. J. Subaru has the lowest prices anywhere in New England. That's the truth, but here's another. Great prices may get you to visit us, but if I want you to keep coming back, it's service that really sells. Here at St. J. Subaru, it's our mission to exceed your expectations with a quality of service that's as good as the cars we sell. And when the car's a Subaru, that's really saying something. St. J. Subaru, it's worth the trip.
No Venetian blinds. That's why GEICO.com is so simple. Or is it because you can get help if you need it and get a free rate quote in minutes? 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Simple as that.
Good evening. I'm John Roberts. President Bush yanks the top FEMA man out of the hurricane zone and puts an admiral in charge of disaster relief. Full coverage tonight of the devastation on the Gulf Coast.
I'm Byron Pitts in New Orleans, where the death toll may not be as high as first feared.
Much of New Orleans sits in a toxic soup. The environmental cleanup will be massive. I'm Mark Strassman with that story.
I'm Mark Phillips in Holland, where they know about floods and what it costs to stop them.
Worried about your heating bills this winter? I'm Anthony Mason. Wait till you see what Katrina could cost you.
This is the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer.
And Bob is off tonight after more than a week of trying to manage a natural disaster and a political debacle. President Bush